name's Adriana Monahan. I'm a freshman in MET.
I'm Nick Wills. I'm a freshman in professional flight.
I'm Ella Flam. I'm a freshman in AUC.
My name is Kimberly Hung. I'm a sophomore in UX design.
And my name is Jian Young, and I'm a junior in UX design.
So our problem states, generally each year America spends $218 billion a year transporting and disposing food that never gets eaten. Food waste accounts for 21% of all fresh water usage, 18% of cropland use, 21% of waste in landfills, all the while 1 in 7 Americans are food insecure. Now, here at Purdue, you might be wondering, why does this affect us? Well, there was a study in lunchtime a few years ago, just for a 2-hour window at Ford and Wiley dining halls. And just in those 2 hours, 130 pounds of food was wasted at Ford, and 120 pounds was wasted at Wiley. And in addition, at the end of the day, all the food gets thrown out, and this is from an interview from a member of the dining hall. Now, our problem statement, Purdue students who eat at dining halls need a better way to be informed about food wastage, because many times they overserve themselves and have large amounts of leftovers in the end. And this food waste causes a lot of financial and environmental harm.
So our stakeholders for this specific area was going to be Purdue students who eat at dining halls, the dining hall management, and dining hall visitors.
And from our user research, we found that the main common reasons for people over-serving their food is because they don't know how much they're serving due to just a fact of not knowing how much each scoop is giving. They have a fear of each item running out near the end of a dining period. And then overall, people just don't like waiting in line. And from our benchmarking, we found that some current solutions for our problem space is that there are AI food waste trackers who kind of manage how much food waste is being done in a day. We could have people use diet tracking apps such as MyFitnessPal to have more informed decisions on how much they're eating. We could switch to alternative plating or trays where they would just have portioned out which items they would want. And then we could have signs that are give recommended serving signs for more informed decisions.
Our solution is serving size clips and sleeves that will go on dining hall utensils. These are meant to make students more consciously aware of their serving sizes and reduce how much they serve themselves.
And these are our initial sketches. From top left to bottom right, we have a clip that goes onto the handle of the serving utensil, as well as a handle that has the serving size recommendation on the handle itself. We also considered having signs posted at these food stations so that our users would know how much to scoop per utensil. We also wanted to explore having pre-measured scoops as well as color coding them so that our users understand how much they are using. And finally, this one also demonstrates how they would be pre-measured to give appropriate sizes.
So for our final design, we decided on 2 types of attachments, one for tongs and one for spoons. And because it is silicone, it is flexible to fit a variety of sizes, which makes it easier to implement, and we'll go into that a little bit later. But on the sleeve, we have a label that will show the suggested average serving size for that meal item. So for example, entrees would be 2 scoops. And then at the bottom, you also have a volume tag that informs diners of how much they are serving per scoop. And as for design viability, like I mentioned earlier, our design is universal fit, so it could go over a variety of pre-existing utensils. This means that Purdue dining courts don't have to buy new utensils, and they can just fit these over pre-existing ones, which makes it a lot more cheap and easier to implement. And then next, for the sleeves, you do have the option to swap it out for another label. Say you have a different food item. But these sleeves are easily cleaned. They latch completely open, so you don't have to worry about gum getting in there because you'll be able to flip it completely open to wash it. So this also creates less work on the dining hall workers as well. And lastly, because this is made out of food-grade silicone, this is mass manufacturable, which again makes it easier to implement across not only Purdue, but potentially other campuses as well.
So our prototypes, we have them here today. We have a word clip type label for the tongs, and then we have the silicone glove representation for the spoon. And it's supposed to be, as you kind of grab it, it's right there, and you can see these recommendations. And this was in-field testing. And then this is a kind of sheet that could be posted on the food stations to go along with the utensil labels. That is kind of a gauge of if you're this hungry, the baseline is 1 scoop. If you're starving, maybe add another scoop. If you're not too hungry, less, like 1 less scoop. And so it kind of just is another thing to make you more aware.
So as far as testing, obviously dining halls have a lot of like regulations and stuff with like food safety and just their system in general. So they were pretty hesitant to let us test in the dining hall. So kind of as a replacement for that, we tested it in the dining room of ATO's frat house. It's a similar system, just obviously on a much smaller scale. You can see it here. This is like the main serving area. Generally when it gets busy, there's 2 lines of brothers. They go up, grab your food, same type of deal you would see at the dining hall. And what we were looking for here was just observing 1 line had our prototype, 1 line didn't. We were seeing, is this actually making a difference? How much of a difference is it making? And then afterward, we surveyed the brothers for their opinions. Hey, is this a good idea? What do you think? Give me some good news, give me some bad news, stuff like that. So this is some pictures from our testing. This one on the right is without the prototype, this on the left includes it. Obviously a little bit of a difference there. So it does work. Brothers in the prototype line generally took a little bit less food. When we asked them specifically, like, we told them, hey, give us your opinions, and they were like, what do you think? Is it usable? Is it a good idea? Just what's your general opinions? A lot of them preferred the sleeve. They thought it was a good idea. They wanted like clearer writing, which like obviously the actual prototype is be typed and it'll be really well formatted. And they just wanted some more fun designs because they're a lot of fun people.
So after doing that testing, our next steps and for the future would be to actually manufacture it and create it out of silicone so that they're more universal. They fit all types of spoons, enough to where it can stretch but be snug enough to not fall off. And then we want to develop durability and make easily readable serving size labels. A lot of things would go into this as far as like updating the signs and kind of what's more user friendly to a lot of people. Also making it so that the portion size is like in your brain you're thinking, okay, two grabs is the size of the palm of my hand. So that would make sense. So we would do something like that. And also manufacture our prototype and test in dining halls officially. So that would be our final steps.
Can you also, before we do that, can you also like show the prototype in front of the camera so we can have a zoomed in version? Just like bring it forward and right in front of it. Actually right in front of both of them. And just like move back a bit.